Hi crocheters of the world, in this tutorial I want to show you how to crochet, Tunisian crochet, the ocean stitch. Now this is the ocean stitch, and what I want to say is that it's really lovely, and this is something that you can already see. It's a little bit tricky, but will be fine. And from my point of view, it's just perfect for blankets, baby blankets, for hats, for bags, what else, for cushions, and it's, what can I say, cardigans, baby cardigans actually. It's a very nice and textured stitch. Now, not very long time ago, I already did the tutorial on the star stitch, and it's similar to the ocean stitch, but it's not the same, and the texture, it's more, what can I say, soft, okay? So, light. Instead of this, that is nice and textured. Now, the name of the stitch is ocean stitch, Tunisian ocean stitch. You will find it like this everywhere, but from my point of view, just in my opinion, this stitch, it's more strawberry stitch. Look at it. Isn't it more strawberries? I think. Okay, maybe it's the color too, the color that I worked the swatch with. Let's get started. So the multiple is 3 plus 1, which means we will go on, and here I have 22 stitches, which is 21 multiple of 3 plus 1. I will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this is 6, 1, 2, 3, this is 9, and for the swatch that I will work with you, it's okay, plus 1. So it's 9 plus 1, which is 10. Okay, so let's get started. We will pull up loops. The first one, we already have it on the hook, and we will go on and pull up loops for the first row forward. Okay, and now first row backward, we will yarn over and pull through 2, and this is not a decrease, but it's the first half of a shell, so there are only 2. I will explain it to you right now. Now chain 2 and look a little bit of what we have. So here we have the stitches of our basic chain, so the working stitches. Here we have the loop that comes from the working yarn. And now what we want to do is to create our entire shells, and one entire shell, it's created by working 3 loops together plus this one. So yarn over, so 3 loops of the pattern stitches. So yarn over, and we will pull through this loop from the working yarn, and this will create the 3rd chain. We already chained 2. So let me just show you. Pull through this. We have the 3rd chain, and now we will pull through 1, 2, 3. And this is my first entire shell, and this is a repeating sequence. So chain 2, and now we have the chain from the loop from the working yarn, and 3 more loops. Yarn over, pull through this one and 3 more, and with this one we create the shell, the 3rd chain, and with the 3 together we create the shell. Now at the end we will just have 2 loops from the pattern and 1 loop from the working yarn. We will chain 2 again, yarn over, and we will pull through this one to create the chain, and through these 2 to create the last half shell. We began with a half shell, we finish with a half shell, and we have 2 more entire half shells. So this is very important. That's why it's very important, the multiple. Okay, I found it wrong actually in 2 where I saw it. So the multiple is 3 plus 1. It was difficult for me, but it's okay. So now let's get started with the second row, forward step. For the second row, we will chain 1 to begin. And now what we have here is a 1, 2, 3. So it's a chain of 3. We will insert hook into the first chain, we'll pull up a loop. Then we will skip the second chain and we will insert hook into the basic chain here. Okay? Just like this, just for the second row, and we pull up a loop. And then we want to search for the third chain. This is it, and pull up the third loop. Okay, we have 3 loops. Skip the shell, insert hook into the first chain of the chain 3. Skip the second chain and insert hook somewhere here, somewhere. Okay, so just find a loop, insert hook into it and pull up a loop. Okay, so this is not important where. In the middle of the 2 shells, pull up a loop, and into the third chain, pull up the third loop. Okay, now we have 1 more to work, so chain into the first chain, pull up a loop, somewhere, as I said before, somewhere into the foundation chain, insert hook and pull up a loop, and into the last chain of the chain 3, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have our first half shell, and we will skip the first vertical bar of it and into the second and the last, and we will take 1 more, always pull through 2 when we finish the row, and we will actually pull through this to finish the second row, the forward part. And now let's go backward. So to go backward, we will work like this. Yarn over, and actually this will be a chain 1, and we will work the chain 2. Okay, so this is not pull through 1, a normal pull through 1. No, it is yarn over, pull through 1, but it is a chain and second chain. So we will begin with 2 chains. And then we have 1 plus 3. Yarn over, pull through 1, and then pull through 3. Chain 2. And now with the repeating sequence. Yarn over, pull through this one, and then the group of 3. So we can pull through all 4 together, of course, but I am just trying to underline what they are in our pattern. These loops are. So chain 2 again, and we have the loop and 3 more. So yarn over, pull through this loop to create the third chain, and through 3 more to create the shell. Now we have 2 more left, and now to finish this second row backward, we will just want to yarn over and we will pull through these 2. This is how we finish the second row. Okay, now let us begin the third row, and the third and the fourth row are the rows to be repeated for the length that we want. Okay, we will begin the third row like this. We have the vertical bar here and the last shell. In between these 2, insert hook and pull up a loop. Now, we have the chain 3 here, and now we will work the shells like this. Insert hook into the first chain of the chain 3 and pull up a loop. And the second loop will be pulled up from the joining loop of the previous shell, which is this one, and the joining loop is this one. Now, if you go on the wrong side, you will see that we have 2 loops here actually. We need only 1, this one. Now grab it, don't work it, grab it on the front side, like this. And now that you have it on the front side, yarn over and pull up the second loop of the shell. And the third loop, as we know, into the third chain. Okay, skip the shell, insert hook into the first chain. So we have 1, 2, 3. Pull up a loop, skip the second chain and insert hook into the joining loop. This is it. You can see we have 2. We want only 1. Insert hook and grab it on the front side. Don't work it like this, okay? So please don't work it like this. Grab it on the front, yarn over, pull through it. Into the last chain we go and we work the third loop. Now we began with a chain of 2. We want to finish here the first, the third row, sorry, the forward part. We want to finish it like this. We insert hook, we have the half of a shell here, and we want to go on. Here is the joining, here it is. Can you see it? The joining loop of these 2. So where we began by pulling through 2, okay? So we go and we see it here. We insert hook like this. Is this one? Grab it on the front side and pull up a loop. And now the last loop will be worked into the first chain of the beginning chain 2. And we will pull through 2 loops. Okay, and this is the third row, the first of the repeating sequence, the forward part. Let's go backward. To go backward, we will yarn over and pull through 2. So to go backward, once we will yarn over and pull through 2, and into the second we will chain 2, and this is to go back. And pulling through 2 we create the shell, the half shell. Chain 2, and let us work the entire shells. You can see them. I have only 2 here, okay? Here I had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, chain 2, yarn over, pull through this to create the third chain, and 3 loops to create the shell. Chain 2, yarn over, pull through this to create the third, and pull through the next 3 to create the shell. Chain 2, we have 2 more loops on the hook plus this one, yarn over and pull through all to create the last half shell. Into the third row we began and we finish with a half shell. Let's go with the fourth row, the forward part. To begin, we will chain 1. This is the fourth row. And now we have the chain 3. And into the chain 3, always work exactly the same. Into the first, insert hook and pull up a loop. Then the second loop, we will skip the second chain and we will insert hook into this loop, the joining loop of the previous shell, grab it on the front, yarn over, pull through it for the second loop. And into the third chain, insert hook and pull up the third loop. We have a complete shell. Skip the shell, 1, 2, 3, insert hook into the first of the chain 3 and pull up a loop. Insert hook into the joining loop of the previous shell, and we need only 1. Here it is. Grab it on the front and pull up a loop. This will be difficult only for the first, I don't know, let's say 6, 8 rows. Then will be piece of cake. Insert hook into the last chain and pull up a loop. Now we have our second shell. And here we have 1, 2, 3. So we insert hook into the first, we pull up a loop. We insert hook into the shell, joining loop of the shell of the previous row, and we want to pull up a loop. Actually, I did the mistake that I said to you not to do it. So grab it and pull up a loop on the front side. Insert hook into the chain, the last chain, and pull up a loop. And we have our shells. And to finish, skip the first vertical bar of the half shell of the previous row, insert hook into the last, and take one more. Pull up a loop. Let's go backward with our fourth row of the two repeating rows, so the third and the fourth. And now to go backward, we began with a half shell, so by yarn over pull through 2, which means we want to begin with chain 1 and chain 2. So into the third row, we began with yarn over pull through 2, the backward step. Into the fourth row, we begin the backward step. We begin it with a chain 2. A chain 2, and then yarn over, pull through the loop to create the third, and to the 3 to create the shell. Chain 2, and now we will just continue on. Yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually there are 4. 1, 2, and we have again 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have two more loops on the hook, and when we began with a chain 2, so into the fourth, we finish with two more loops on the hook, yarn over, and we will just pull through 2. So we don't chain 2, so we just work like this. We finish with 2 loops on the hook, not 3 but 2, and we yarn over, pull through 2. And which means that just look at the pattern, into the third row, so the first of the repeating sequence, we work a half and a half at the beginning, at the end, and the forward and the backward step is worked by yarning over and pulling through 2 to create the half shell. Then we work only, so we will have one less entire shell. So as you can see, here we have 3, here we have only 2, because we have 1 is split in 2 at the beginning. And to finish, we chain 2 and then pull through 3 to create it. Into the fourth row, we will have the entire shells, so all completed shells, and we will finish by yarn over and pull through 2. And the backward, we began with a chain 2 and finish with a yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so again, let me show you. We begin now by inserting hook through the vertical bar and the last shell, and this is the third row. I am repeating it now just for you to show you one more time. So I begin it like this, and the fourth row we begin it by chaining 1. Okay, and now I will just continue on working my shells so as you can see, it's easy to do that mistake. Don't do it. You have to focus. You have to take it and to grab it on the front and then to pull up a loop. Okay, and now to finish here, we will just go into the half shell. We will search for our little, it's here, our little loop. Okay, we grab it on the front, pull up a loop, and then into the first of the 2 chains we go and we pull up the last loop. And to go backward, we began with 2 chains, and now we want to begin with yarn over, pull through 2. So to create again our half, we have our all 3, and now we begin again by working our first half, chain 2, yarn over, pull through 4, chain 2, yarn over, pull through 1 plus 3, so 4, and now we have 2 more, so we chain 2 and we want to work our second half, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, the fourth, again, it's the repeating. We begin it by chaining 1, okay? So I repeated one more for you, okay? Because it's actually, it is not difficult if we are just a little bit attentive. Okay, into the first, then into the joining loop, grab it on the front and pull up a loop, and into the third, and then into the first, sorry, and then here, grab it on the front and pull up a loop, and into the last. What we have here, we have our half, and when we have our half shell, we insert hook into the last vertical bar, but we just want to take 2 loops and pull up the last loop. How we finish our fourth, we finish by working a chain 2 and a yarn over, pull through 1 and 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, yarn over, pull through 1 and 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, yarn over, pull through 1 and 1, 2, 3, and we don't chain 2 at the end, we just yarn over and pull through the last 2. Okay, so how to actually finish your row? Let's say we want to finish it here. We have the completed shells, and we will finish like this as we normally work. This will be the third row to repeat. Okay, so insert hook in between, pull up a loop and pull this loop through the first, slip stitch. Now skip the shell, insert hook into the first chain and pull up a loop, then pull the loop through the other one. Now insert hook here, grab your loop, pull up and pull through. Okay, insert hook into the third and like this, and we continue on into the first, then here, grab it on the front, pull up a loop and pull the first to the second, through the second, sorry, pull up a loop and the same. Now what we have here, we go yes, into the little loop here of the half shell. We grab it on the front, we pull up a loop and we pull through it, and now into the first chain of the beginning chain 3 and we pull up a loop, and we just finish our nice ocean stitch, or from my point of view, strawberry stitch. So hope you understand it. I really hope you did, because it's really nice, and hope you will give it a try. I will be back with another tutorial of how to work it in round. It's easier actually. So thank you for watching, thank you for your lovely comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss another video of mine if you like them. Don't forget to share my videos with your friends and on social, just to help me to make to be known actually, and to help me in what am I doing here if you think I am helping you and I am inspiring you. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram too, and just tag me on Instagram when you are working or when you are putting a project, a photo of a project that you worked from one of my tutorials. See you at the next tutorial. Bye bye!